Caution. It is important that you consult a physician and a trainer or coach before you begin. You should have a medical checkup before starting any exercise program.
What we're going to talk about today is the point guard. Of all the positions in basketball, the point guard is the most important. Point guard in basketball is what a quarterback is in football. How important is a quarterback? If you've got an average to poor quarterback, how good's your team? You better hope you have a great defense, right? A point guard, these are the 5 P's for a point guard play. The 5 P's for point guard play. Point guard has to be able to pass the ball. That doesn't mean basic fundamental passes like bounce passes, chest passes. We're talking about advanced passes and techniques, knowing who to hit at the right time, at the right place, in the right situation, every time down the court. That's a little more complicated than being able to throw a fundamental pass. Point guard has to be able to penetrate and create havoc on the defense. Not every time down the court, but has to have the ability to do it when the time calls for it. A point guard has to be able to set screens. Picks free up your teammates. That's the purpose of a pick, is to free up your teammate. You have to have the ability to set a screen and pick. While we've been going through camp, typically we've been talking about point guards coming up, and what we're seeing in camp mostly is point guards are coming here, passing the ball to the wing, and then what are they doing? They're eating popcorn. Oh, okay, I got the ball delivered. What they need to be doing immediately is going and screening away or freeing somebody up. This allows the offense to get into motion. Almost every offensive play that is run has picks or screens involved in it, almost inevitably, unless you're talking about some kind of a delay game, and that's a different scenario. A point guard has to be able to apply pressure defense. I'm not talking about just pressure defense here against an offensive player with the basketball. We're talking about defensive pressure starting here, player has the basketball, the point guard's here. Is it the point guard's responsibility to steal the ball? No. What it is the point guard's responsibility to do is to just add pressure to the dribbler. Now, if I try to guard, stand up, Caleb. If I'm trying to guard Caleb and I'm a big point guard and I get this close to him when he can dribble full speed forward and I have to run or slide my feet full speed backward, who's going to win? Not too hard to guess. So a point guard also has to be intelligent. What I need to do when I apply pressure defense is I need to be 1, 2 arms lengths away from this guy and always force him to his weak hand. How will I know what his weak hand is? Correct. The hand he doesn't dribble with that much. Sit down. Good job. The hand he doesn't dribble with that much, but it won't be too hard to figure out even if you don't watch a game film, will it? I mean, if he's really good with his right hand, that tells me I got a problem. I got to switch over, start turning him to his left all the time. Point guards punish the defense. What does this mean? It's real simple. Your responsibility is to set people up. But if you're open for a shot, you have to have the ability to hit an open shot. Coaches don't care if point guards can shoot or not. They only care if you cannot shoot. Does that make sense? You have to be able to hit open shots, and that's what the difference is. And what that leads us to is something that's very simple. You have to develop, as a point guard, a creator's mentality. This means you have to take pride in the pass. As we go through this week and we talk about every player position, we're going to put up on the board and tell you what your numbers ought to be approximately for the position you play. Now, it's not foolproof, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. On a perfect team, would 5 guys average double figures? Yes, they would. Sure, absolutely. On a perfect team, 5 guys would average double figures because that means everybody can hit open shots. No team can focus on one particular player. And a point guard should be able to average a double-double. One of the point guards in here, tell me what a double-double is.
You can get points and assists over time.
Now, what's interesting about what you just said you can get both 10 points and 10 assists average, correct? What's interesting about what you just said is you put points ahead of assist. Interesting, isn't it? You can get 10 assists and 10 points a game. Now, that's the mentality of a point guard. They think pass first, shoot when they have to help the team. Sometimes, if you ever watched Utah Jazz, you know, when they were going through their run to be in the NBA Finals and things, and Stockton was playing, one of the frustrating things sometimes about watching Stockton play, for me, was knowing he was such a good shooter and he wouldn't shoot more. I'm not going to say he wouldn't shoot enough. He was trying to set everybody up, and I'm sure as a point guard he's probably smarter than most of us. But tremendous shooter, but he felt it was his responsibility to get everybody else involved in the offense. Now, why would he think that? Part of it is because if you can get one of your teammates to score a basket, when you score a basket, do you get more motivated on defense or less motivated? So when you evaluate it in that context, John Stockton's a pretty smart point guard, isn't he? He's trying to get his teammates involved at both ends of the floor. Point guards pass first, they shoot second. Here are some general descriptions of what a point guard should be. A playmaker, a shot taker when he's left wide open, a creator, a penetrator, and a decision maker for their team. The best description I can give to you that would make sense about a point guard is, I'm not an artist, so just deal with it, is you got a vehicle and right here, driving the wheel, is the point guard. You know what the other players are on this thing? They're the wheels. Point guard is the guy that drives the vehicle. He calls the plays, he sets the emotional tempo on defense, and we're going to go through every aspect of the game of what a point guard's responsibilities are. It's vital that everybody on the team appreciates, understands what all the other teammates have to do. It's a critical area. Point guard drives the vehicle. The point guard controls the ball on offense 40% of the time. That creates a great deal of responsibility on the point guard not to turn the ball over. Point guard has to handle the ball, handle the team, handle the tempo, and control the game at both ends of the floor.